Today, we will delve into the heart of West Africa to unveil the secrets of a fascinating country full of history, Cape Verde. But first, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel, turning on notifications. This way, you won't miss any of our future videos. Cape Verde, a charming archipelago made up of 10 islands, floats in the Atlantic Ocean, about 600 kilometers off the west coast of Africa. These islands remained untouched until the 15th century, when the Portuguese discovered and colonized them. The name Cape Verde refers to the green peninsula of Senegal, visible from the westernmost of the islands. Cape Verde's past is steeped in the sad history of the slave trade. However, in 1876, the island took a significant step towards freedom with the abolition of slavery. Portuguese control lasted until 1975, when Cape Verde finally gained its independence. Today, 9 of the 10 islands are inhabited, covering a total area of just over 4,000 square kilometers. Each of these islands tells a unique story and offers breathtaking landscapes. From Sal, with its sandy beaches and crystal-clear waters, to Santiago, the cradle of Cape Verdean culture, there's something for everyone. Cape Verde's culture is a captivating mix of African and Portuguese influences. The official language is Portuguese, but the everyday language is Cape Verdean Creole, a unique fusion of Portuguese and various African languages. Despite its small size, Cape Verde boasts an incredible variety of landscapes. The island of Santo Antão, for instance, is a haven for hikers, with deep valleys, lush mountain forests, and breathtaking vistas. Then there's the island of Fogo, dominated by the imposing Pico de Fogo volcano, whose last eruption was recorded in 2014. But it's not just nature that makes it special. Cape Verde's population is notably cosmopolitan, with a mix of African and Portuguese heritage. And although repeated droughts in the 20th century led many Cape Verdeans to emigrate, love for their homeland remains strong. Cape Verdean cuisine is equally eclectic, with corn playing a central role. The national dish, cachupa, is a slow-cooked stew that combines corn, beans, and meat or fish, reflecting the richness and diversity of Cape Verde's culinary culture. The archipelago is also rich in biodiversity. It hosts over 100 species of birds, including the rare Cape Verde sparrow and the Cape Verde shearwater, which can only be spotted on these islands. Additionally, Cape Verde is distinguished by its 2 main island groups, the Barlavento, Windward, Islands, and the Sotavento, Leeward, Islands. Among the Barlavento Islands, we find Santo Antão, São Vicente, Santa Lucia, São Nicolau, Sal, and Boa Vista, while the Sotavento Islands include Maio, Santiago, Fogo, and Brava. A respect for the environment is evident in how Cape Verde safeguards its sea turtles. The archipelago is the 3rd largest nesting site for these creatures, and between June and February, it is illegal to disturb them. Despite only 11% of the land being suitable for agriculture, the people of Cape Verde have managed to adapt. Most of the food consumed on the islands is imported, but this hasn't stopped the development of a unique and delicious local cuisine. The Cape Verde Islands are a growing tourist attraction. Sal, in particular, with its long white sandy beach, is a favorite destination for tourists. But each island has its unique charm, from the mountainous landscapes of Santo Antão to the salty waters of the volcanic crater of Pedra de Lume, which are so mineral-rich that they make you float, just like in the Dead Sea. Cape Verde is a fascinating place, rich in biodiversity. It was right here that Charles Darwin, during his voyage on the Beagle, noticed an extraordinary variety of animal and plant species. This observation led him to develop his theory of evolution by natural selection. The Beagle's first landing was in Praia, on the volcanic island of Santiago, on January 16, 1832. Darwin's passion for Cape Verde was evident during the 3 weeks he spent here, being mesmerized by the diversity of the volcanic and sandy landscape. Not only did he broaden his geological skills, but he was also amazed by the abundance of oranges, bananas, and tamarind fruits, considered luxuries in the UK at the time. Starting from the late 16th century, Cape Verde had to face severe droughts and famines. With few natural resources, rare precipitation, and a shortage of fresh water, the country suffered greatly. The drought of the first half of the 20th century, for example, resulted in the starvation deaths of thousands of Cape Verdeans. The island is not only vulnerable to famine, but also to climate change. According to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, temperature increases of 4 degrees Celsius and decreases in precipitation by up to 20% are projected by 2100. The island's cultural heritage is equally rich. The historic center of Ribeira Grande, or Cidade Velha, is the only site in Cape Verde included in UNESCO's World Heritage List. This town was a port of call for Vasco da Gama on his journey to India in 1497 and for Christopher Columbus in 1498 during his third voyage to America. The only native mammal of Cape Verde is the gray long-eared bat, which represents about 20% of the country's mammalian population. This bat, known for its long ears, evolved on the islands long before humans arrived. This nocturnal animal feeds on a variety of insects and takes refuge during the day in caves or crevices in rocks. The symbolism of the Cape Verde flag is captivating. 2 horizontal white bands, interspersed by a red one, on a blue field. A circle of 10 golden stars, representing the 10 main islands, is positioned around the red band. Brava, a small island, is affectionately known as Cape Verde's Garden Island. It's famed for its tropical plants and flowers, but surprisingly, you won't find beaches here, just cliffs and mountains for splendid hikes. The population of Cape Verde is a fusion of various cultures and races, including African Fulani, Wolof, and Mandinka peoples. There's also a small population of European origin, which includes descendants of Portuguese, Italians, French, and English. A fascinating aspect of the island's demographics is the presence of a significant Sephardic Jewish lineage, dating back to the expulsion from the Iberian Peninsula between the 15th and 16th centuries. Cape Verde's culture is a captivating blend of influences. Its rich oral traditions, including narratives known as Suentos de Nojo Lobo, with characters like Tilobo and Chibieno, mirror their counterparts in West African folklore. Music is a pivotal element of Cape Verdean culture. African musical traditions are reflected in the rhythms of batuco, a word derived from Portuguese meaning to beat. This genre features group performances by women with call and response patterns. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe with the notification bell activated. That way, you won't miss any of our upcoming videos.